have been well trained.
No.
You don't have to carry a sword to be powerful.
I won't fail you.
Oh, do not.
I'm not afraid.
Please don't try.
Okay, we're back for top four. We have Joe versus Paul, so little Satine versus Chopper. First Chopper we've seen in a little while, like all day. Droids Day Out start. Let's see if we're going to steal money, we're going to do damage. What's the idea? That's a pretty good roll.
Solid.
Damage-wise. So, basically, how this match works is you want to shove damage as quick as possible as Chopper, with a little bit of disrupt when it makes sense. And as Satine, it's kind of the same. You have to shove damage and try and trade a character at the same time.
Yeah, I think Paul's trying to decide what to do right here, but I think you want to jam in. I think you want to get the race going if you can, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Going to money is interesting. And shove 3 into R2. R2 is usually the target almost every time.
Yeah, I think R2 is correct in this matchup. I saw this a lot throughout my tournament. I was playing the same deck that Joe was playing, and a lot of people went for 3PO or Satine. I definitely think you go for R2. Joe shielded correctly though, 1 and 1. Like you don't want to give him 3PO for free.
Yep, and a good flank. Stops some of the damage, and then a reroll here. Hits the discard. So that was pretty smart, flipping to the dollar there, because it stopped easy pickings.
Yeah.
And then he used the focus later to get back to it.
Yep.
The real question on the second half, so once Chopper finishes their first set of actions, the next is, do they have convergence?
Right.
Right? Because that dramatically changes the game. Double focus is not what you want to see when you're sitting on 1 money.
I'm curious to see where Paul goes from here, because if he's stuck without the ability to play convergence here, it could be a bad round.
He can feed
for him potentially. Oh yeah, he could feed too. That's true.
But the easy pickings is big. That's a good take.
Yeah, that's definitely a game changer. I actually thought he was in a really bad position before that happened, so that's definitely fortunate for him.
Yeah, you have to dodge C-3PO God roll, right? Yeah, that's going money 100%.
Yeah.
If C-3PO only hits, it doesn't hit $1 here, it's really bad for Joe.
If Paul does have removal, he should play it right here. He's going to feed, so that probably means that he has conversions, which means this round is going to end up being fine. It's going to be like a net neutral for everybody.
Yep.
Good roll by Joe.
Yep. He still gets to his money.
Yep.
That's what you want. And with a focus behind means you can play whatever you want, focus it out, get some damage in. If you're trading the same amount of damage with Chopper and getting something on the board, that's a good turn.
Yep. There's definitely the possibility that he has like a Fickle and a Hired in his hand right here and can really like light up the board where convergence isn't going to hurt him quite as much. And it's a very appealing situation for him to be in because of the focus. And he has a crate, which is awesome. So now Paul's going to have to make a decision. If he does have convergence, is do I use it on this or do I wait to see if a possible entourage or something like that comes on?
I think you definitely, if you have convergence, you definitely convergence here.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is right, but it could be punished. It depends what Joe has in his hand.
Yep. An entourage here is massive.
Yeah.
I can't peek in there. There is a handheld.
Okay. Yeah, I do know from having talked to Joe that he doesn't like keeping entourage in this matchup, so it makes sense that it doesn't pop up here.
And there's a claim. They're going to the next round.
So this is going to be interesting. The first action of this round is super important. There's the possibility that Paul can just take R2 off the table, and that is a game changer. But if he doesn't, I think Joe's in pretty good position.
Yep. So we'll see if he has enough action sheet to string in a kill. If not, then he could get hit back.
Yep.
There's a seize the day. That's usually a good start.
It's better when you unexhaust your characters first.
Yep. That's not enough.
Nope. We'll see what the next card out is. If it's another one, that's very interesting. Oh, he's going for it. Yep. If he doesn't get this, it's over. I think Joe wins if he doesn't hit this.
Yep, he doesn't hit it.
Yep.
That's unlucky.
And yep, 3.
Yep, that's basically a miss on everything.
Yep.
There is a small chance that you can drop like a salvage arm here and kind of rip the hand and try and make it to the next round.
Yep.
But, Joe, really fortunate to miss all the damage rolls.
Yeah.
And this is what Satine does. If Satine survives, usually can slap back harder.
Yeah, I really like Joe's position here. I think he's in very good shape, and Paul's just going for it.
Yep.
And it's troublesome because he has to dodge easy pickings here too. Joe's got the dollar to pay for it. We'll see what happens. That's a good roll for Paul. Showing lethal on R2, so Joe's got to respond.
Good chance there's some piece of removal. A go fast card can also get around it as well.
Yep. So Joe, yeah, he's going to look for shields here. Let's see if he goes right to the shield. I mean, do you just jam damage in here, or do you go for it? Because he's going to get the activation out of 3PO. Or he could actually just do 4 here and move on with the turn if he wanted to. He's got a lot of options.
It really depends what's in his hand.
Yeah.
Like, if he has a way to grow past this, then there's a chance you just go damage and money, right? And then you get the redeploy over onto Satine. You get to use it again. You're not that sad, right?
Yep. So he's going to take 2 money, deal 3.
And he's still in a fine state even after R2 dies.
And he's fine. He's fine just giving up R2. I know Joe has no problem with just dropping a character if he gets a character back, and I think that's really the goal. Like 2-on-2, 2 characters versus 2 characters. I think Satine's in a way better position.
That Fickle is a good discard, though.
It actually is. That's huge.
Hired muscles, just as good, if not better.
I do think if Paul's going to get into this game, he needs to find some of his chopper mods. It's concerning that he doesn't have any in play. I think that leaves him in a really bad spot.
Yep.
I don't know why he's not giving him the redeploy, I see. That's scary. That's scary to deal with.
I'd say it's easy pickings. It's the last card in the hand for Joe.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, so Paul was pretty fortunate with that roll then. I'm just going to sit here and bash my teammates' play the whole time. Can I do that?
But it was unfortunate because double go fast. And you don't get there.
Yep.
Now there could be another convergence, and that makes it a little interesting.
Oh, that is interesting.
If you convergence, do you just convergence the handheld here? Nope, not a convergence. But a removal is good.
This is actually kind of an odd spot for Joe to see if he wants to roll in Satine here or not. Just because it's almost, Paul's running 6 action cheats, so it's super likely that R2 is just dead on next turn anyway, so I don't really think Paul hates a pass here that much.
Yeah.
And he's going to kill him. Okay.
He's just going to not risk it.
Yep. That's fine.
Now he needs to not lose R2.
Yep.
And Joe really wants to take R2.
Yeah, I think this is actually... I have to think Paul's running on fumes right here. Right? 1 card in his hand, it looks like.
Yep. It's pretty easy to get to the 2 focus or get to the 3 and the 2.
Yep.
And then if R2 dies, then the game's basically over.
Yep.
I think Joe's just checking to see if he has what mitigation he could have left.
Yeah. I think Joe should feel pretty safe here rolling out. I guess he could get fleed. Flee is really the thing that you're really watching out for right here at this point.
It's unlikely he has another easy pickings.
Yeah. I actually think Joe going first, other than having feed, doesn't really do much for him because most of his action cheating is going to be dead at this point. Because I think is he on just 1 Ewok ambush?
2.
Do we have the list? Let's see. Yeah, so he's on 2 Ewok ambush. No instigate though, so that's a dead card at this point in his deck.
So he's going to reroll here. Look for that 3.
Yep.
Does not get the 3.
We'll see if Paul has flee right here. It looks like Paul claimed.
I don't know. It's going to flip to the 3. We'll find out right here. This is either the game or it's not. It's the game.
GG.
And Chopper goes fast.
Yep.
Like, that's just how it is. So we'll be looking at game 2 and hopefully hit mods and a bunch of other things then.
Yeah, this will be
to
one of
have a
the.
chance.
This will be a pretty crazy comeback if Paul can get back in this. But Joe's position is pretty strong right now.
Yep, he's even ahead on the damage race
Yep.
with more things on the board.
Yep.
So there's a small chance if you can just like mod,
Yep.
or that still feels pretty bad. Like you can't go fast here. Like you have to just mod, if that's what you have, right?
Yeah.
And then hope to like roll out the absolute
Yep.
nuts.
Yeah, this is we talk about this a lot. Being in a desperate situation, Paul needs to get as many dice in the pool and hope Joe doesn't have removal and hope he can trade a character for a character this turn. But like I said, it's not likely. He does get a Chewy, so there's a little bit of hope. Again, it all depends on what Joe's hand looks like.
Like, does he have mitigation, right?
Yep.
If he has mitigation, then this doesn't matter a whole bunch, but he rolls the 4. If there is a way to get out of it, this is the start of how you get out of it. If a mitigation piece comes down, boom, now he's no longer out of it.
Yep. Can you see what's in Joe's hand? I can't tell.
He has an EMP.
An EM. Okay.
The game's over.
Yep.
He did draw his removal, and that's basically all he had to do
Yep.
to close out the rest of the game. Not the greatest of rolls, but not super important. Oh, goes for the discard.
Interesting.
I think that was the rest of Paul's hand.
Yeah. I don't hate it. I think Joe just thinks he wins from here, and he does.
He does.
He does. He has the focus side showing. It's huge. He's going to have plenty of rerolls. Paul does roll a focus, which is nice. I wonder if he pumps it and just goes for this right here.
He can't. I mean, he can pump it. But
Oh, you can pay for it. Yeah.
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 I definitely think you have to go to the 2. You're so far behind that you don't care if Easy Pickings is a card.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, this is classic Joe right here.
Yep.
Just getting a micro advantage and just running with it. It looks like he's going to go for 3PO.
I don't really hate that.
Yeah, that's fine.
And here comes the other big piece. And he's going to get to use it twice into no hand.
Has Paul played EMP yet in this game or no?
He is not.
Okay.
I feel like if you weren't on stream, you kind of just scoop this game. Go to the next one, right?
Yep. Yeah, this is a scoop right here in testing for sure. Huh.
So yeah.
Yeah, can we scoop this up? Is this done?
Almost. Can almost end it on this round.
Joe doesn't have money, so as is, he can't pay for the 4-for-1. But
He has
that could
two,
change.
Yeah, he has 2 cards.
Yeah, so he's got an automatic 5. Or is that a 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he can focus the hand cannon to the +3 now. Yeah, this game's in bad shape. I think he resolved the 2 indirect, focus the hand cannon to the +3, and then kind of go from there.
Yep.
And I work weekends, so it's hard to.
What's that? 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9?
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe you go with the hand cannon to the 3 here, depending on how Paul assigns this. It feels terrible, but I actually think you want to assign all of that into Chopper.
Yeah.
It's over, okay. Yeah.
And then we try to do this as a supplementary.
And we're going to go to game 2.
Yep, they're going to scoop it up.
Much
So,
quicker, much
well-
cleaner
Well played by Joe.
than the last game.
Yeah, really that first turn for Paul, I think he just felt 2 damage short of where he wanted to be. He needs to be killing one of the other droids with his first activation of round 2, and if he's not, Joe's in a really good shape from there.
Yep.
I think
missing twice on the action sheet was really just ended the game.
yeah, for sure. No, I completely agree.
But this is an uphill matchup. Like, Satine should win this match
Yep.
if played properly, and Joe's going to play it properly. So it's already an uphill climb for Paul.
This is another big cut for Paul, though. Let's go. What is it now? Worlds Day 2, Nova last year, Nova top 32, Nova top 4. So he's adding some big finishes to his tournament record.
Yeah, absolutely.
Joe and I were talking about this before. If he wins this, he'd be the first person to win 2 majors in the United States, which is pretty awesome.
He's on pace.
He is. I definitely think Joe's the favorite at this point. He's just been playing solid the whole weekend, and you're gonna get to
he's
see
on the
a lot
right
of him.
deck. And
Yep.
if he wins this one, then he'll either be facing Raylo or the Palp that you just played.
Yep. It's is it Matthew on Raylo who's still
Yes.
alive? Yeah, I played him day 1. He's a really, really good player. I was very impressed with his play. Very tight.
Yep. He beat me at round 1 of Gen Con.
Did he?
Yes.
Yeah, he beat me yesterday. So that was my one loss on the day.
Yep. Definitely one of the best, if not the best, Raylo players I've played against.
Yeah, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. Him and Grandpa Jake, both of those two, they impressed me with their Raylo play. Raylo's an interesting deck. It's one of those decks where there's a clear difference between somebody who's great at it and somebody who's good or okay at it.
Yeah, like Satine and Chopper are both decks like that as well.
Yep.
I think for the most part. The difference is like Satine and Chopper's floor for how bad it can be is a lot higher.
Yep.
So you don't always see that. But with like Raylo can just do nothing if you don't know what you're doing.
Yep.
Okay.
That deck is just flipping awesome.
Yep. And you can like almost see their hands.
Yeah,
in
you
for
can
them all.
almost, but you can't. Yeah, that was basically the entire last match. Does he have Admiral? Does he have Admiral? Does he have Admiral?
Paul pitched 5. Yeah, no, I was taking part in that one, and that was fun trying to make that decision. I think I read it right most of the time.
Yeah, we were right there with you.
The one time he put it down in game 2, I had nothing I could do about it. So those are the breaks.
Okay.
It looks like Paul mulled 5.
I'm guessing there was no salvage arm, no upgrade.
Joe with the full shuffle. Paul is shady. You do have to full shuffle his deck. That is a true story. Well played by Joe right there.
That's top cut Joe.
Yeah.
Do you get the top cut Matt?
Oh yeah, he doesn't have his hyperloops
No,
now. What
no.
is that about?
It's always the loop. It's always the loop.
What is Joe about? Oh my goodness.
So you got the dollar, and you got the focus. You just keep this.
Yeah, that's great.
Just the naked rollout.
We're gonna have a battle royale.
Paul's opener must be really bad. I mean, the only thing he could possibly have is like a hidden salvaged arm into like a Seize the Day. Well, he can't even play Seize the Day. He doesn't have the battlefield.
Yep. It's going to be a bunch of money. You don't even want to use the disrupts anymore.
Yep.
Like disrupt is a dead side at this moment in the round.
Yeah. Good start for Joe. All the monies.
Yeah, this is about what should happen on most games for the Satine droids.
Oh, okay, so he does have a salvaged arm. All right, that's a respectable roll. He's going to pull that salvaged arm out of the discard pile onto Chopper. If you're wondering why he threw that away.
Yep.
Free reroll for Paul. That's nice.
It looks like there is some mitigation here.
Yep.
You still pull it back, I think.
Yep. Yeah. No. Absolutely. I actually don't hate taking 3 money right here. That's not terrible. I'm assuming Joe's going to spend a bulk of it right here. But I don't hate taking it. I don't think that's a terrible play. Especially if he has Convergence in his hand. Actually, if he has Convergence in his hand, I would say he might be ahead if he does that.
Yep.
He's going to go for the crate.
And if you have Convergence, you 100% just roll out and take 3 money, and then you Convergence afterwards, right?
For sure, yeah. I don't even know if he has to Convergence that right here. Let's see what he does. Yeah, he's going to go for it. Okay, I like this. I think that's how I would have played that. 3. Yep.
No.
One more. One more money. One more money. Gandork.
That's a big deal if that doesn't get fixed.
Yep. Are we supposed to say something? I don't know how it works.
Yeah, I don't. Is someone sitting there? That dollar shouldn't be there.
Yeah, it should. He disrupted 3 and then
He
he power action feed.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's what we missed.
Okay, cool. Yep.
And then disrupted again.
He's just going for his money. I don't hate this line by Paul. Maybe his opener was just that bad. I think he needs to try to get control of the battlefield and go from there.
What did he give up for the feed? The focus?
It was the Satine focus, right?
Oh, and the convergence. So this is a very weird turn.
Yeah. Yep. I think Paul just claims here. This is a really weird turn. Oh, Joe's gonna take a dollar. So he could have a fickle in his hand, but I don't think that really I don't think that's backbreaking.
Yeah, I think he definitely claim here.
Yeah, that turn started really bad for Paul. He does have a fickle. Joe does have a fickle. But I think he recovered nicely. I think he played that pretty well. Joe's going to get 2 into him right here. Curious
Looks like
to see
a
what he
1.
goes for. Oh, he's got the focus.
Yep.
Yep. Chopper, okay.
Too hard to go through R2. Not as much value to go for C3PO. I don't hate that.
It's fine. I think the book in this matchup is that you go for R2 instead of Chopper, just because Chopper has those really annoying overwrites he can do with riot shields, and then bringing salvage arm back,
Yep.
bringing them back into play, and it puts that online. Whereas if you go to R2, you have to spend money for riot shields and that kind of stuff. 7 health.
This is a much better start. But
I wonder if Joe has Ewok ambush. If he has Ewok ambush right here and natural rolls the 2 on R2, he can go ahead and 3PO and kill and deal 7 into
but if
Chopper
there's an
right
easy
here.
pickings here, that he ends the turn.
Yep, and he has it.
And he ends
Yep.
the turn.
So
that none of that matters.
crummy roll.
So he didn't get any action sheet, which is unfortunate.
He threw back on off the sensors, right?
Yep, which I thought was a little interesting.
Grappling arm on R2. Joe's gonna get another huge pile of money right here.
Yep. I mean, that's what Satine does. Besides not to reroll, I agree with that. I mean, you might be able to argue that you should reroll the fickle, but it's not really a big deal.
What's the focus going to be here? He's going to go to melee.
Not the greatest roll there, but you have the focus and you have money showing already.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Paul's going to end up losing a character this turn, and he's going to probably get like 4 into Joe, which really favors Joe, just as a board state's going to end up much better, depending on what's in his hand. As long as he has some form of gas in his hand, it'll be fine. I think gas has become the buzzword of the week.
Yeah, probably.
Anything that deals damage has been termed gas, and it's pretty funny.
The focus is not terrible here.
He does 3.
Is there an argument to just flip to +2/+2?
Yeah, there is. I feel like if Joe has any removal there, though, he's toast. Like, flank's still online. Although, was that this game that Joe played flank or last game?
It was last game.
Yeah, so Joe does have flank online still right now. It is another automated defense, if I'm not mistaken. So I think it's super risky to go to the 2/2/2 right there.
It is, but you also have to make the argument how far behind you are.
Yep, true.
I mean, it doesn't kill, so maybe it's not worth it. Looks like a field medic and a gen blaster is what I can see so far.
Ah. Going for it.
Yep. And it redeploys. It's it's a good play there.
Are we gonna see an overwrite for the? Oh, okay. Did he just salvage arm and only focus 1 dice?
No, he focused the 1 to a 2.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Nice little reroll there.
Yep. Yeah, so Paul's going to be one short on R2, which is not good for him. That leaves him in a really bad spot, especially if Chopper's going to die right here, but it depends on what's in Paul's hand. Right?
Yep.
It's possible Paul still has easy pickings. I don't really think we've seen a good chance for the easy pickings to come down. He could have the automated defense. There's several options that come into play right here.
We still have R2 focuses going on.
Yep.
This will be really telling for what the rest of
Yep.
Joe's hand looks like.
Yeah, and I wonder if he's going to try to go to the +3 on the Gin Blaster right here, if he's just going to be happy with the 2 and the 2.
I think this is all the gas that he's playing this round.
Yeah. I do think if I'm Paul right there, I'd probably feed the 3PO die, and that way I have the ability to buy the Fickle if I want to. And yeah, now he doesn't. Joe sees it.
I think that was getting resolved either way.
The Fickle?
No, the disrupt.
Yeah.
There's a reason he didn't turn it. He was going to disrupt it either way.
Yep. Agreed. Dollar coming down for Joe. I wonder if he has another Fickle on his hand.
Oh, Flea the Scene is huge here.
Ooh, that is huge. That's a game changer.
That's a big boy Flea, as we like to say.
Yep. It'd be interesting to see if Joe, he goes with a hired. Paul will pass.
That's pass 1.
Joe's going to roll in and see what he rolls, and then possibly focus to the resource if it's worth it. And if not, he might claim. We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, so Paul's going to get the battlefield, which actually is a big deal because Joe is not going to get an activation out of R2 now.
He's going to give it up to Overwrite. I think that was a mistake.
Yeah, that's tough. He's going to discard the field medic to reroll. So Joe's resigned to the fact that R2 is dead. Yeah, so it ends up being a net even for him.
Yep.
I don't think Paul's running like I perform violence or anything like that, is he? Anything
No.
EV through the shields? Yeah, so he's gonna go for it. But any action sheet right here, and you're looking at a dead R2. There's
I guess
nothing.
the
nothing
chances
Joe
of
can do
opening
about
Ewok ambush for Joe is pretty low. Because
Yep.
he's not also running the instigate.
That's true.
So the question is, did he get action sheet? Like a droid stay out is huge here.
He's gonna converge. Oh wow!
I really like that.
Wow. I wonder if Paul. I have to think he has Droid's Day out in his hand right here too. That's a great play. I definitely did not expect that. That's a real game changer.
Yeah.
And if Droid's Day out comes out, that's just going to be huge.
This is possibly a dead action as well.
Yep.
For Joe.
I wonder if he was trying to get a table read on if Paul had DDO right here. So he doesn't have action sheet, I guess. I still don't hate the convergence even without the action sheet. If he had the Droid's Day out after that, though, that could have been extremely strong.
I think if you don't actually have the action sheet, then you just hold convergence.
Oh, for after.
For after he rolls and focuses it?
Yeah,
but I guess he was afraid of the Ewok ambush.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of thought that goes into that decision. It's very interesting to watch both of them try to adapt on the fly here, right? This is definitely a situation that I don't think either of them expected to be in at this point of the turn, and it's very interesting. So Han Blaster comes down. That's going to go ahead and remove the chopper dice. Ambush action for Joe. What? Are you kidding me?
This just in. The Pelt player from the last round scoops so that he can make his flight.
I'm so salty right now.
And he rolls the 2 for 1. I guess we'll see what happens with Paul.
I make arbitrary Star Wars costumes because I don't know anything about it. I'm like, is there a gaming part? There is. What did I say? A repair. I'm like, can you repair your He's like, yeah.
That +3 is huge.
Yeah.
I think you still have a focus. I mean, do you re-roll anything here? I don't think so, yeah.
I don't think so either. He's going to put the pressure on Paul to make something happen right here. And, like, even if Paul takes the money...
When you're banned from anything.
I don't think if you're Paul that you can resolve the chopper dice right here.
No, you're still fine. It's just 5.
Yep.
Puts him to 7. This is the easiest way to resolve it.
Yep, EMP for Joe. That's huge. Yeah, I don't even know where you go.
Feed?
Joe's rebounded nice from the start of this round.
Yep. That is one of the issues when you're playing a pure damage deck. If your rolls don't hit, then you're behind.
Yeah. I do like the include of the Hans Blaster in his deck, simply because of how many people are running Probe in the room. And we've talked about this in depth before, that Probe is really strong right now, and Hans Blaster is one of the cards similar to like a Ceresu Mastery that gets around it.
Yep.
And it's probably the only card like that this deck has the ability to run. So for that reason, I think it's really strong.
Yeah, it's definitely a good ad. Here's a pitch to reroll for nothing.
Can I play that game?
January 4th.
Can I play the top 4 if he's leaving? Unbelievable.
My mom is January 1st. His mom is January 3rd.
There's a reroll. Now he's finally has damage, but he can only resolve like one of them. Oh, and he gets easy pick. This whole turn just went terribly for Paul.
Yep, Joe had exactly what he needed to deal with what Paul was going for.
I think Chopper loses. Like Chopper just dies here, and then the game's over.
I think you take the money if you're Paul. If Paul has removal to deal with this Fickle dice, he can actually buy the Fickle here.
Yep.
So this isn't a terrible spot. He just has to get his action sheet. Yep, so Paul's going to buy the Fickle. I assume Joe's going to claim from here. And then that leaves him with the Ewok ambush kill onto Chopper.
He could have another Fickle.
He could, yep.
And you have the focus, so you're guaranteed it.
He's going to discard a reroll.
That's weird.
I think if I'm Paul, I claim.
Yeah, I just take the risk.
I wonder what he's going for. Maybe he has like a crate in his hand or something and was just taking a shot at the resource.
Yeah, now Ewok ambush is just going to finish Chopper.
Did Paul not claim?
He didn't.
That's definitely a misplay.
Now all the Seas of the Days are dead.
Yep.
Yep.
GG. Yeah, so if Paul claims the battlefield and draws into his action sheet, that Ewok ambush becomes a dead card just because he just kills R2 with his own R2. And he probably gets at least a chance to activate Chopper this turn, but I think based on how that went, that's going to be the end of the game. Just leave the dice over there as Joe buys the Fickle to back.
Yeah, it looks like this game's pretty much over.
Yep.
This is just how this matchup goes.
Good roll for Paul, so I'm going to guess that R2's finally going to die here, but it's going to be too little too late, probably.
Yep. Looks like there's an EMP in Joe's hand right now.
Yep, so Chopper is going to die. Paul's probably going to get 2 more this turn onto Satine, I would imagine, just because of the Hans Blaster. But we'll see.
Yep. These matchups are, they're kind of decided pretty quickly in most cases.
Yeah.
I know Joe played a really good round 2, and Paul had some pretty poor rolls to get out of that, but that's just what the deck does sometimes.
I actually, considering what they had in their hands, I like how both players played this turn. I don't love that Paul didn't claim previously, but like, this has definitely been an interesting game. It's been a lot more exciting than the first. I think Paul's in a bad spot right here, but he does have a somewhat loaded R2. You know, maybe there's a little hope from there.
So it looks like I'm going to roll out here.
Right.
My 2 shields.
This is...
If there's no ramp, there's still a chance.
It depends on what Paul has in his hand, because he's probably going to eat 5 from the higher and the +3 on the Hans Blaster right now. Yep, so maybe we're actually going to see that crate.
So that's a couple shields. That's not getting resolved at all.
Yep.
But a crate coming down is pretty good. You can pitch the reroll. You have a chance to like hit money to pay for any of the sides.
Yep.
Like, I don't mind playing the crate here. I think it's definitely correct. Yep. Ooh.
2 indirect. Not what he was looking for.
You definitely still pitch to reroll. Probably everything but the Hans. Oh, the flea again.
Wow, Flea is doing work. I think you just take all the damage right here. Yeah, I don't hate that. He could reroll into 2.
Yeah.
Flea does feel a lot better when you have the battlefield. Joe pitching the resistance speeder, or the, what is it? What's it called? Republic Cruiser? I can never get the name of that right.
It hits the dollar and the 3-for-1. So.
Yep. Take $1. Paul is going to get the battlefield, though. I wonder if Joe goes for 3PO here.
I don't really know what's being thought about here, other than getting the battlefield. Maybe who to hit.
Yep. Yeah, I think I don't dislike going for 3PO here.
Especially if there's already one redeploy. Chances are you'll see another redeploy come out.
Yep.
By the time you actually get him killed.
Yep. Yeah, and he's going to take the plot offline. There is still a chance that there's some action cheat. There's some shenanigans that could potentially happen. So I think Paul is back into that focus to max mode that we were talking about before, where he needs to roll well and pray. Joe's board is just so much better.
Yep.
Paul's sitting on 5 dice. One of them doesn't deal damage. Joe has 3 supports and a blaster in play, 4 character dice. He's just in such a better position right here. It's a pretty commanding lead. I can't imagine Paul coming back right here.
Yeah. I mean, the only real chance is you need to roll out like a god and kill one of the 2 characters pretty much immediately.
I wonder why Joe overwrote the blaster. I guess he's really worried about like a double seize the day or something like that.
Yep. It's just extra protection. I mean, when you're this far ahead, you're just going to go against every precaution you can, right?
Yep.
So action 1 is roll out. Not quite the roll you need to win the game.
Nope. He does get a focus. So 3 is going to go into Satine. Oh, he gets a focus. So this is interesting. I really think Paul's line here is he has to focus to max and just hope that Joe can't. He's looking for easy pickings right now. I think Joe's picked twice, if I'm not mistaken, so Paul is going to go to the +2/+2 right here. And I actually like this line. I really think it's what he has to do. I don't think he has any other choice.
Nope. He's taking the line that can get him to win the game.
Yep.
And that's about all you can ask for.
Yep. Now, there is a chance that there's like a salvage arm or something like that in Paul's hand too, where he could potentially make this 6 show 7. I imagine if Joe has removal, we're going to see it right here, though.
Yeah.
I think he's just debating what.
Yeah, Satine doesn't always have removal, so
Yep.
it is a good play. And when you're this far behind, you just have to do what you can do to win.
I do see
There's a hidden motive.
Yeah, I saw that for sure. So he's got something that's at least hidden motive. I think he's fine. So I think Joe's going to move to the finals here. It's actually a really good final. I'm writing Paul off already. I gotta stop doing that.
Yeah. I think he... Is this like I don't care? Or I'm going to hidden motive the thing? Oh, field medic.
Okay. I actually kind of wonder if Paul should feed here and take the fickle. If that's the best way for him to get to...
Yeah. Definitely a good play.
To get through the turn. I mean, 3PO is toast right here for Paul. I can't imagine him surviving.
Yeah, that was his second flea, I believe.
Yeah, he's out of fleas. And he can't play easy pickings. And we're in pass mode.
Okay.
EMP coming
EMP
out.
is good.
I think he has a second EMP still, so that could be okay.
Yeah, there's plenty of things to play. A hand cannon could come down here
Yep.
for Joe as well.
Oh, that's true. Yep, there it is. Bad news.
Because even the indirect is fine. Okay, how much damage can be done here? I mean, C-3PO is definitely dead. Unless there's another piece of like one cost removal.
Yeah, I think it's possible to get for Joe to get to 10 here, if my math is right. Assuming he finds $1 along the way somewhere.
Yeah, 10 is max.
Yep, but I think Joe just picks up all his dice and rerolls right here, other than the two focus sides.
I think...
I wonder what he's thinking about. Why is Paul leaving this one dice in the pool? Was he deciding if he can reroll or not?
I think to put the shield where he needs to put it, or if that 2 disrupt goes away.
I mean, at this point, I think you just throw the shield onto 3PO, right?
He might want to feed it.
Oh, that's true.
He's waiting to see if that disrupt gets resolved.
Oh, I get it. Joe's choking him with a fickle 2 disrupt.
Yes.
2 disrupt. Yep. Smart
There's
play
a
by
chance
Joe.
he has like convergence.
Yeah. Yep.
There's not much he can get here yet. He could focus on like the 1.
Paul's hoping Joe picks up that 2 disrupt, but he's not going to. That will stay out there until Paul does something with his money, and then Joe will focus that into damage.
Yep.
Yeah, at this point, this is it. Ooh.
That's the 5. If he can't stop it, C-3PO's dead.
Interesting. I don't really quite know what that does right here. Shielding up, okay. Yep, Joe's going to continue to go for 3PO. 3PO is going to die right here after Paul passes, unless he has a hidden motive in his hand.
Nope, he claims.
He claims.
So that's C-3PO's dead. Focus to 2. 1 shield left on R2.
Yeah, it's really impressive play by Joe. I mean, this is just classic Joe Colon leaving the 2 disrupt in the corner. He doesn't want to resolve it. He's waiting till the turn is over, and now he's going to turn it into 2 damage. I mean, that's just great Destiny play right there. That's really high-level stuff. Really well done by Joe.
The question is, can he live through this next turn?
Paul.
Yes. He has a chance if he can live through the next turn.
Yes, he does.
It would be a very big comeback.
Yep. We'll see what happens.
But this is what happened. This is why most people like hit R2 and stuff first.
Yep.
Is because he's in a situation now. Oh, he has no action sheet. He's in a situation now where he can potentially kind of come back.
Yep, so he is showing lethal onto Satine. I think the thing about that, though, is I think
there's an easy pickings in Joe's hand.
I thought he picked twice already. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I can't tell that first one. It kind of looks like it. Maybe he's already picked twice.
I don't think Joe cares if Satine dies. I don't think it matters. He just gets to take the whole turn at this point. Yep. I think Joe just wants him to kill Satine. He was like, go ahead, go do it.
He can get 2 damage and C-3PO. Maybe a little bit more if he can overwrite a salvage arm or something.
Yep. Paul's gonna have to just buy this right here.
Yep. He was ready for it to be bought back immediately. When you've played Joe enough, he typically just buys it back. But he's gonna wait till the end of the round.
Yeah, he wants to pay for that hired muscle. Possibly the paid side on the hand cannon if he needs to, but I mean, that's very unlikely.
Yeah. That's been a pretty big battle back. Joe just never got any more ramp. That's basically what happened.
Yep.
So they've been fighting with limited resources. Oh, that's a big side. 3 for 1 is a big side.
I really think Paul has to feed one of these dice. He's going to overwrite a salvaged arm for a riot shield. I think Paul has to feed one of these dice just to threaten mitigation either way. I mean, it's too late at this point, but I think that's what he should have done there instead of overwriting to at least make Joe think about the fact that he can mitigate him.
There's also the argument that he needs to focus and deal 2 damage in order to have a chance to win next round.
Yep. I mean, that definitely has to happen.
So you can't feed the dice then?
Well, he could re-roll too, but I see what you're saying. Chewie's Blaster, okay.
Going in.
I
Now
mean,
you really have to go to 2 and put it in. Because if you survive this round,
yeah,
you actually have a shot.
Yeah, I mean, he could action cheat kill him if R2 lives. Oh my goodness.
Now with the 4 side, though.
That's it. Scoop it up.
That's pretty much it.
We're going to put Paul's removal to the test. Hidden motive is very strong. Is Paul on 1 hidden or 2? He's on 1. I talked him onto 1.
That's 4. He's going to take 2 here. He has 7 health left.
He did feed. That's interesting.
I think he feels like he's in survival mode now. Yep.
Can he get to 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can roll. Yes, he could roll exactly 8. He could roll Yahtzee.
Or this could happen.
He's got to get some money still.
Pretty easy with the R2s. All right, with the C-3PO dice.
That's fine.
Okay, you just pitch to reroll these. Oh, it's not
That's
$1
once.
yet.
That's once.
Oh, he's just picking up the 4. He's like, I don't care anymore.
Paul can't pick.
Field medic the rest of it.
Joe has an undamaged crate.
I guess so.
Yeah, so if Paul's out of removal, Joe just focuses to the $1.
Yep. No EMPs or anything has been played, I don't think. I mean, that would...
Ooh,
interesting. I think he is worried about the MP.
Oh, he has to pacify. That's brutal. Now he can't roll lethal. That's game.
Yep.
He can just scoop it up at that point. Yeah, so I think
he gets to keep the fickle, though.
He does get to keep the fickle. That is true.
Almost out of deck. This one was definitely much grindier than the last one.
Yeah, this is a good game. The first game was not a good game. This is quality play by both players. Paul had a lot of tough decisions in this game, and I think he made some pretty good ones. And Joe is just Joe. I don't even know how else to describe it. Unless you've played it in games against Joe, there's really no else to. It's a feeling you get from no one else when you're playing Destiny against them. He is that guy in our community. All right, Paul, you're going to start by unexhausting all your stuff.
Nah, he's just going to re-exhaust it anyway.
And then you're going to play Seize the Day, and then you're going to play another Seize the Day, and we're going to go from there.
Seize the Day, roll in Fickle. Seize the Day, roll in R2. Doesn't matter. It can be bought. It can almost can't resolve damage.
Yep.
The best way to do it would be Seize the Day, roll it in, resolve it.
Roll it in for the 3, then roll in R2. It's just such a narrow win condition. He's got it. Joe's not going to buy it. Yep, GG. Joe wins. Great game. Awesome play. Congrats to Paul on a great run.
Yep.
Congrats to Joe on making it to the finals.
Where he's going to play Raylo.
We get to watch him one more time. Who you got in the finals? Can we say that?
Yeah. I think, Satine's pretty favored against Raylo, so I definitely think it's going to be Satine.
I played this guy on Satine earlier.
I mean, he's good.
Didn't go good.
But if you're taking the best Satine player against the best Raylo player, then it comes down to what deck performs best, right?
I think Joe's in good shape, but we'll see what happens.
Yep.
Matthew Ranks will be the Raylo player in the final. He's very good. This is a very good final. 2 very good players. I'm excited.
Yep.
This coverage of Star Wars Destiny is supported in part by our patrons. The Chance Cube wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the support of our patrons. We appreciate each and every one of you who generously support us in our mission to explore Star Wars Destiny and educate players along the way. We couldn't do it without you. If you would like to join our friends in high places, then head over to patreon.com/thechancecube. $1 a month goes a long way to maintaining and growing content like this and much more. And special thanks to Jim Goss, Derek Bertram, and Nathan Henderson for their generous support as top-tier patrons.